What a great event when youngsters, innovators from Israel, from the Netherlands are meeting here in Amsterdam, and they're coming up with solutions. They inspire one another, they enrich one another in order for all of us to have a better world. What a pleasure to be here again in Nijkerk, among friends, family.
Wat een genoegen weer om hier te zijn in Nijkerk, te midden van vrienden.
Family.
Familie, ook.
I wasn't born. My parents, they tell me that everyone went to the streets to rejoice. And what was the answer of the Palestinians?
En wat was het antwoord van de Palestijnen?
What was the answer of the Arab world?
Wat was het antwoord van de Arabische wereld?
Invasion.
Een invasie.
Why? Because they didn't want to see a Jewish state.
Want zij wilden geen Joodse staat.
There was no question of borders. There was no question of settlements. There was no question of occupation. They couldn't accept the idea of a Jewish state.
Ze konden eenvoudig het idee van een Joodse staat niet accepteren.
And this is a core issue, acceptance.
En dat is het belangrijke punt, de acceptatie.
And for many until this day.
Voor velen tot op deze dag.
For too many.
Voor veel te veel.
Within the Arab world and outside the Arab world, they still
binnen de Arabische wereld en daarbuiten.
A Jewish state, whatever the borders would have been.
The difficult days we passed just 70 years ago during the Holocaust made us very strong, very determined to build a country and to be able to move ahead in spite of the challenges, in spite of the threats. So you are all welcome to visit Israel.
We are now at the eve of the high holidays. This is a very special period for us, for the Jewish people in the Netherlands and all over the world, because we are celebrating Shana Chadasha, a new year. And this is the time to wish each and every one of our friends, Jews and non-Jews, a happy new year. It was Theodor Herzl, the visionary of the State of Israel, that way back in 1902, he wrote a book, Alt Neuland. Then he was thinking already of the re-establishment of a Jewish state, State of Israel. And he wrote in his book something very interesting. He said, after redeeming the Jewish people, we should redeem the people of Africa. Because he realized then that the international community has to make an extra effort in alleviating poverty, suffering, hunger. And this principle was embedded in the minds and hearts of the founders of the State of Israel. And you might be surprised, Mr. Chairman, that Israel is one of the pioneers in sharing with others the expertise and knowledge, because we ourselves, when Israel was born in 1948, was established, we needed the help, all the help that we could get from well-developed countries. But we felt that as part of the brotherhood of young emerging nations, we should also share whatever we have with others. And therefore we are very proud of the fact that we have been able to find many solutions to water scarcity in Israel, in our region, to shortage of basic commodities, food, etc. And we realized that many of the solutions that we have been able to develop are relevant to many of other countries which are facing similar challenges. Whether it's drip irrigation, whether it's agriculture in arid and semi-arid zones.
Every Hanukkah is very special because this is one of our favorite festivals. Festival of light, hope, peace, miracles. And I think this is the time to demonstrate that we are all standing tall. We are all standing proud with such an amazing tradition. And I would like to wish you, your families, your friends, and all of us, the Jewish people and non-Jewish friends, Chag Urim Sameach.
Close to 1,500 people will be dying from extreme poverty, hunger, malnutrition around the world. Every 6 seconds, baby is dying. Every 6 seconds. Just imagine, we cannot imagine. Every day, 24,000 people are dying from extreme poverty, hunger, lack of medical services. More than 10 million per year. Third of the population of this planet live less than $2 a day. More than 2 billion people no access to water. These are figures which usually are being spoken in the context of development. So we say this is development challenges, and therefore let us deal with it in the context of development. But I feel that first and foremost, this is human rights. This is the basic human right of people to live in dignity, to have access to medical services, to education, to health, to food security. And I think that we are missing out by discussing it only in the context of development and not in the context of human rights. I mean, I don't remember either the General Assembly or the Human Rights Commission discussing these staggering, frightening, disturbing figures, shocking figures in this context. But I'm not discussing that in order to get away from issues which you know that in many cases Israel is being criticized of violating human rights. One of the previous speakers, I heard what she had to say, which was, I think, just appalling. But I would just like to refer to the latest development that had to do with the Human Rights Commission. The chairman of the Human Rights Commission, Professor Shavas, just resigned. He resigned since it was discovered that he actually had contractual ties with the PA, giving them a legal opinion about 2 years ago of the need to take the Israelis to the ICC. And when we were claiming, listen, that doesn't make sense, that he will be the chairman of a committee, that he shouldn't be biased, he should be, again, these are the Israelis that are coming up with arguments, etc. We have so many issues with the Human Rights Commission in the past. We have to be extremely careful, and the way we are handling this issue, not to politicize it. We have a situation where the human rights had more anti-Israeli resolution than North Korea, Iran, and Syria combined. I think that tells it all.